Hello everyone. So now we do have a programming challenge where you need to calculate miles per gallon. Okay, so we will calculate that how many number of miles being driven by a car and how many gallon of gas was needed. Okay, so we'll be able to calculate, and also over here in this particular programming challenge I will show you that how you can get the user, like how you can get the input from the user. So let's not waste time and let's get started. So first thing first, over here now, let me just create up a new Python file, and I will name this one as miles uh, per gallon dot py, which is a Python file. So as you guys can see right over here, I do have my Python file. And now for simple calculations, if you do want to find the number of miles driven with the number of miles or the gallon, so what you need to do is you need to divide the number of miles driven by the number of gallons used. Okay, so over here now for that, first I am going to create up a variable. Okay, so I'm going to name this particular variable as number of, or let's say num of underscore miles underscore driven. And over here now I will just put on the equals to sign, and over here as I'm going to use the decimal numbers, I am going to use the float data type. Okay, so I will just put float, let's open parenthesis, and over here as I want to get input from the user, I will just type input, and again I will open parenthesis over here inside. Let's open my double quotation, and now I will ask the question. Okay, so I will ask, or let's go back, I will ask total number of miles driven. Okay, so that's what I will ask. And now let's click on enter, and over here now I am going to create another variable. Okay, so num underscore of underscore gallons underscore used. Okay, and now let's put on the equal to sign, and the same way I am going to use decimal numbers, so I am going to use the float data type, and I will just type input, let's open parenthesis, let's open my double quotation right over here, and now I will just type total number of gallons of gas used. Okay, so I will just type this thing down. Let's come over here, and now if I do want to find miles underscore per underscore gallon equal to, let's type num of miles driven, then let's come over here and let's type num of gallons used. Okay, So over here, as you guys can see, so miles per gallon is equal to number of miles driven and number of gallons used. Okay, so this is the condition over here. And now in place, what do you want to print? Okay, so I'll just type print. And over here now, I'll just open parenthesis. Let's open double quote right over here. So now I will just type the miles per gallon of the car is, and I will just type plus. Okay, so let's type plus over here and let's give out a space, and I'm going to mention the variable. Okay, so the variable over here is miles per gallon. Okay, so I will just mention this particular variable. And now let's start this one. So I will just run this one, and over here, now let's put this colon inside as well. Okay, so I will just put out the colon. Let's put out the colon as well. And let me just kill this one. Okay, so let's come here and I will just stop and rerun. And as you guys can see now, I will just put, let's say 3200. And again, I will just click on enter. And over here, now I will just put 20.8. So if I just click on enter, now here you guys can see it shows me that I do have some problems right over here with my code. Okay, so let me just try to find out what the problem is basically. Or well, instead of putting this plus, what you guys can do is you guys can just put out a comma right over here. And now if you just run this one, let's go with 3200. Let's click on enter, 23.2. And if I just click on enter here, you guys can see that the miles per gallon of the car is 137 into 9310. Okay, so over here you guys can basically use this particular code. And the same way, if you only want two decimal numbers instead of float, you guys can use uh these other numbers. Like instead of float, you guys can just use a double and stuff. Okay, but if you do want it more specific, it's better that you use float. Okay, so again, you guys, if you do want to run this particular code, let's go with 3211. Let's click on enter. Let's go with 35.6. Let's click on enter. And here you guys can see that the miles per gallon of the car is 90.19. Okay, so this is how you guys can turn, or you guys can calculate the miles per gallon in Python. So I hope this class was clear. So I hope to see you all in the next chapter. Till then, take care and goodbye everyone.